Well, I started drawing when I remember in first grade I started drawing, and it started off as drawing characters, just kind of how I do now. I remember I got in trouble for drawing on the wall, and out at recess I'd be drawing, on the ground with chalk. And I remember I got in trouble because I draw on textbooks. I drew on everything when I was a kid, and I think that my work now has such a strong root in my childhood because when I was a kid, my parents weren't really around that much. My mom was working a lot, and I did a lot of drawing to kind of keep me busy. I created these kind of crazy characters that almost in the strange way served as my imaginary friends, and I would just draw them over and over and over again. It kind of put me in another place, and I think now, where I still create characters, I think they serve as kind of this strange bridge between, where I am now and my childhood. And I think that characters speak a lot about, human emotions, and they mirror, who we are as people. So I think that's why I do, because it's such a personal thing creating characters. I feel like it really is an extension of the artist, and I think that's just why I really love to create characters. I love music and anything that really has positive feels. It's generally pretty happy. Like I love watching movies. I love reading books. A big hero of mine's Roald Dahl, because he was able to create these, amazing characters that were loosely based in our world, but he was able to elaborate. And, it's artists like Roald Dahl that take our own world and embellish them and make it that much more interesting. Kind of in this digital age of animation. And the one thing that I try to bring into my work is a hand-drawn element. The truth is that I love all those different forms of animation, but the big thing with me is I love to bring myself into my artwork, and I do that through painting, watercolor backgrounds, kind of how it was done back in the day, because in such a digital time, often the artist gets lost. And so I try to just, put as much of myself in my own films and my work as I can. I remember, I'll never forget, one time I was in Boston sitting on the train, and I was sketching in my sketchbook, and this lady who's probably about 40 years old, you could tell she had a long day. It was, 6 o'clock rush hour. And she looked down at my sketchbook, and I had, these weird characters popping out of this guy's head or something. I remember she looked down, and she just had the biggest smile on her face. But it's moments like that why I like to make the type of art that I make.